Welcome to Mondays with Coach Rice. It's a brand new week, the sun's shining bright. A chance to cast your net, step into the light. Life's full of challenges, it's a winding stream. But with Coach Rice, you'll find your dream.
Good morning, happy Monday to you this morning. I'm back again. This is Coach Rice, and I am on casting a net, reeling in holistic health. Today I have with me an awesome guy who is a dear friend of mine, and Jesse Garcia from the big leagues to the coaching sidelines. Jesse
That's right.
Garcia brings over 16 years of professional baseball experience from the Atlanta Braves and San Diego Padres. Post career, Jesse has managed professional teams, including Team Brazil, in the prestigious world of baseball. So now he is the founder of Baseball Academy in Round Rock. So Jesse, you
Hi,
had
good
an
morning.
incredible 16 years with the most iconic Major League Baseball, iconic teams in Major League Baseball. Can you share a pivotal moment or a lesson from your time as a player that shaped your approach in the game, from the game to life?
Well, that's a great question. First off, good morning, Miss Rice, and I'm glad to be here on with you. And I know we've talked to some time to joining you, but we're here, and I'm excited. I'm excited about it. But so back to your question is, you know, there's in this game of baseball and the path that I went through to get to the major leagues. It was a journey that never in my wildest dreams that I ever think I could accomplish that feat. Just knowing now what I didn't know then, how difficult it really was. But I would have to say, in this game of baseball, it's a lot like life. There's a lot of failure, right? There's a lot of adversity that comes into playing this game. As people might not know, this game is the biggest game of failure, and I think those lessons with playing the game have really transitioned into life, as well as understanding that how to deal with certain things, and first and foremost, foremost is that having a relationship with God in my life, more so now than ever before, and it's beautiful, it's amazing, and I just think my career, like I said earlier, is the adversity, the trials, the obstacles, to reach your dream, help me in what I'm doing today.
Oh, okay. And by you being a Major League Baseball player, um, I'm sure you run into a lot of people that want your autograph and how does that feel being in that area of life, especially now that you coaching?
Yeah, well, it's very humbling. I remember getting my first baseball card. As a kid, I was a big card collector, and then when I finally got my card, I was just so blown away that it didn't feel real. Being on TV and your friends getting to watch you and watch you be on TV, and the way I did with as a kid. But I was very blessed and fortunate that I got to play with from players that I grew up idolizing as a young kid, and it was just unbelievable. And I'll share a quick story with you. Um, my first t-ball team when I was 7 years old, back in South Texas, was the Orioles, and my first number was 15. So come full circle, I get drafted by the Orioles. I make it to the major leagues with the Orioles, and my first number they gave me, I didn't even get to pick it. They gave me 15.
Wow.
So it was just, I guess, meant to happen. But it's just so ironic that that situation happened with the number 15, you
That
know. So
that that really should
that was pretty
that's really showing your purpose and how God led you to
right.
your destiny in that area.
Amen to that. That's right. Yep. But
So
as far as the you know, the attention, and it's nice, and I just really never was one to get caught up in, and I made sure that I can always reach out a hand or reach out to sign a kid's a ball or sign a kid's hat. um, you know, I just think that could mean something really special to them, whether it's just a simple take some time to do that, you know. And I'm a big believer in giving back. I love to give back in whatever way I can, and I'm very proud to say today, you know, I've helped almost over about 200 kids through baseball get scholarships, you know, to play baseball and continue their careers at the next level, which is another stepping stone that's really difficult. But I'm very proud to get those text messages to say it says, "Hey, coach, thank you for being part of my journey." You know, I always look forward to those texts because it's not just a small a year process. It's years of work to help these kids get into that position to help their families out, right?
and you know, I knowing you personally, you not that starstruck type person. You're very humble when it comes to, you know, your where you from and where
Mm-hmm.
you are now, and plus you have this passion, this deep down passion to coach. You
Mm-hmm.
know, tell us
Right.
about your transition from playing in the professional at a professional level
Mm-hmm.
and
Right. Well, yeah. Yeah.
managing,
Well,
now you're managing teams.
right.
You know,
Right.
tell us
Well,
about that transition.
well, the transition is that, you know, we're on the other side now, and you know, I spoke to you last week, and I think you made a very good point. Is we're here to serve, and when you mentioned that, it stuck with me, and I'm like, you know what? I love that. I love that statement. We're here to serve and to give back, because there's times where we don't feel like we have to be on at all times, but sometimes you know, we have to, right? We have to. We're chosen to do this and coach and give back our knowledge to these young people, or and whoever it may be. But it really is I guess I would say an asset and a special tool that I didn't realize we I had as a coach, to be able to um, teach them in a manner of respect, in a manner of uh, of of just treating that person with some dignity and some integrity, because these young kids are young minds, and you know, there's different philosophies in coaching. You know, there's coaches that yell, there's coaches that scream, there's coaches that can pull a kid aside. You know, there's a balance of all those kind of combinations of philosophies on how you want to approach a young kid to coach. But I'm a big believer in motivation. I don't want to coach through fear. I want to coach through motivation, and I believe in that philosophy for me.
That's awesome. You mentioned failure a lot of failure, and especially in the big leagues, right? What
Hmm.
how do you help your it now you're on the coaching side? How do
Hmm.
you, with your coaching, how do you help your players deal with failure?
Well, that's a very good question. I mean, it's a very tough situation, just because in this game you're gonna fail 90% of the time, and it's constant failure from one day to the next, or from one at bat to the next at bat. Um, in other sports, is it's why baseball is the hardest sport there is, as people say. In basketball and football, you have seconds. In volleyball, you have seconds to redeem yourself right away after you made a bad play or something didn't go your way. You have seconds. In baseball, you have to wait 15, 20 minutes before your next opportunity to do well, right? And it's during that time frame that there's so much mental anguish going on during that time frame that you're having to sit and wait. So that's a big process on why this game's such a game of mental failure and obviously physical failure. But it's how you handle it, right?
Right.
It's easy to I really try to preach to these young minds is that we just gotta let it go. You gotta let it go, flush it down the toilet, move on. Is it easier said than done? Absolutely, it's easier said than done. But you have to train your mind and train your mental clarity to learn to let that go. And it just takes practice.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's really tough. But
Yeah, I know we
uh,
say we tend to I know I think about it, failure is just the
right,
opportunity to learn and grow, and it's really like uh I don't look at it as in a negative way. I look at it in a positive way because how I'm gonna
right,
grow without learn, how I'm gonna how I'm gonna move the scale up, right?
exactly,
I have to
exactly.
have some kind of way to grow from something, and it helps it helps us evolve as a people. So that's really awesome what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm enjoying it. I have my baseball academy here in Round Rock that I do weekly. And I've kind of been speaking with you as well, and you've been a big influence. Getting into this online instruction, and just trying to move forward with this new way that's going on in life today, right?
Yeah, things are
I feel like
changing.
it's some big changes. I've always been an old school show up, but now there's so many ways we can serve and other people, and so I'm really excited about this new venture that's coming up here soon.
Yeah, tell it. Yeah, I know. I was that was my next question because you run in your baseball, academy in Round Rock and up in Texas, Round Rock, Texas,
Yeah.
and you shaping the future for the sport, which is
Hmm.
great. You're giving back
Yeah.
what you've learned, and that's going to be helpful because all the things you've learned in professional baseball will definitely propel the kids forward because you lived it, breathed it, and done
Hmm.
it.
Hmm.
And so,
Yes.
what inspired you to start this academy, and what values and skills are you focusing on to help these young players?
Yeah. Well, baseball's I'm good at baseball. Baseball's my field, and uh, you know, uh, I'm not into construction, right? This is just happens to be my passion and my field I've done this for so long through my career that I just really enjoy giving back to these kids the good things that this game has to offer. Like I said again, helping them with scholarships and whatever avenue we can help, making their high school team to start with. That's a great accomplishment in making these high school teams. But I love the journey that I've been doing this now for over 14 years since I retired from baseball. Just building these relationships, building these friendships, and just all these kids that are in my circle that love coming to the training that we do, and that motivates me because they don't miss. Some kids don't miss, they just love coming every week, and it's really a blessing to see that. But I coached recently, and I spoke to you. I was the manager in Mexico for Fernando Valenzuela's professional team that he owns, and unfortunately for me, I was based in Cancun, Mexico, right?
Right.
I'm kidding. It was beautiful. I had paradise and baseball in my world. But coaching the professional ranks was different for me, but very very. It was a learning experience that I loved it. I loved it. I wanted more of it. There's actually a team in San Antonio, the Double A team, I believe, for the Padres. Um, I would love to coach that at some point down here in the future. They're in San Antonio, so hopefully, since I played with the Padres, that could be something that I could do down the road. there in San
Oh,
Antonio
that
with
would be nice.
the missions. Yeah, the missions are there. So I'm plugging my name more into the United States, into the manager's world, which is the head coach's job. I want to do more of that in the states. I just love it, and it's something that hopefully would take me back to the major leagues as a manager, as a coach back in the major leagues. So there's a plan that I'm not trying to rush it, but if God willing puts that road into my path, and then let's go, right. Let's go do that.
Oh yeah. At least you saying yes. Yes to the
Yeah, at
call.
least I'm saying yes.
Yes to
Yeah,
the call.
exactly.
And as long
Yeah,
as you saying yes to the call, you're gonna do, just put,
that's right.
just put everything you have in it like you've been doing, and
Hmm.
the meat
Hmm.
will make its own gravy.
That's exactly right.
And then, so that's awesome, because baseball, you're not just giving them baseball skills, you're giving them life skills, right?
Right, absolutely. We're it's even some parent, and guess what, Miss Rice, I'm also learning. I'm learning uh, from these kids. I'm learning from certain things that because we can never stop learning. Once we got that cup full, then what's the purpose, right? I mean, we always got to empty that cup of
Yes.
knowledge, and that cup of patience, and that cup of understanding. We always got to keep filling that cup up, and I fill it up every day with new things. And what can I learn today? What can I learn? What I learned yesterday? What can I learn moving forward? Just to kind of be a well-rounded human being, right?
Right.
And just lead by example, lead by a role model, because these young minds and these young eyes are always watching, even when you least expect it. They're watching at all times.
That is so true. And you know what? Just just from you just taking on the younger generation, you sowing into their future is so
Right,
big. It's so much bigger than us, right?
right,
And
right,
so, but
right,
the passion that you have for it, and the
right.
fact that you learn from them, makes you an incredible coach.
Oh well, thank you.
And so you just keep doing what you're doing, and keep showing up for them because they need you. And
Hmm. Hmm.
if you can give any the audience any, like, good advice, what would that be?
I would say, let me see here. There's so many
I
things.
know, right?
So many things, but I would say, when you're going through some tough times, reach out and dig deep in your faith, right? Dig deep in that faith when the times are tough, because there's going to be some rough roadblocks that we want to give up, and you just got to keep fighting. Get up and keep fighting, and get up in that morning, and put God in your life, and have faith to not give up. Just keep pushing. Things will change, and stay mentally strong as best we can when we're going through a rough time.
That's great advice. How can it, the team that you coach, can anybody come on that team that's interested? How does that work?
The team that I coach, well, we have tryouts. Obviously, we have tryouts, and but yes, the training that I do, as far as my teams, yes, we have tryouts for the teams. But as far as my tryouts, my academy, anybody can come. We take all ages, from 8 years old, 7 years old, all the way to pro guys. We have college pro guys that come still. So it's open.
Oh
All you got
wow.
to do is make a reservation, and set some time to. I get a lot of people a lot of kids that come from San Antonio, and they'll come up for the weekend, and then they'll head back home. But that's really neat to see that they're coming that far to join me. But yeah, it's open to the public. I just got to call, register, sign up with us, and we'll get you going.
Oh, okay. Now, do
Yeah.
you now? I remember you. We talked about you opening up a nonprofit for this
Hmm.
academy. Are you still moving in that direction?
Yeah, yes, actually, I know I asked you for a gentleman's name the other day, because I really want to push forward on this nonprofit, and it's giving back again. The whole goal behind the nonprofit that I want to do is I want to be able to provide and help families and kids that can't afford baseball gloves, that can't afford a baseball bat, or spikes or can't afford just any type of equipment that I see out there that they can't. There's a lot. These equipment things are very expensive nowadays, but just want to start a nonprofit in that manner with giving back to people and families that can't afford certain things for their child to not be left behind because they don't have an equipment to join a league or join a team.
That's awesome. So, can you tell the audience how can they get in touch with you if they're interested in joining your academy?
Yes, they can get in touch with me by they can look up my email. It's Google. They can Google my email, or they can reach out to you if whoever's watching. My number is 512-945-1063. It's Jesse Garcia, and they can just contact me personally and send me a text and, hey, I'd love to bring my kid out. What can I do? What's the process? And then we can just go from there. My email is jessebaseballgarcia at AOL.com. So
Okay, and I'll definitely put your information and your links in the video once
Right.
everything is done. But thank you so much for joining today. I'm so happy that I was able to get a chance and honored that I was able to get a chance to interview you. You're an amazing person. Not because you played Major League, but you're just an amazing person to know,
Right.
you know.
Well, Miss Rice, you and I are going on 6 years of friendship now, and where has the time gone, right? And
It's crazy.
It's been a beautiful friendship, and you've got to meet my family. I've got to meet your family, and look, I am so proud of you. Look at what you're doing.
Thank
you look at you. You got your own podcast, and now I love what you're doing. I'm so proud of you as well. So
Thank you.
that I just want to make sure that you know that and how hard that I know the journey that you've been on and different avenues that you've kind of tackled. But I love this. You're looking great, and you're doing great.
Thank you, Jesse. That means so much to me coming from you.
Yeah.
It means so much to me. Let me know. Let me know. Continue to let me know how we can support you because I know what you have in you, and I see what you're doing, and it's so needed. Our kids need to be out there
Amen to that.
working, going out there doing exercise, drills, all of that, all of these things that help them with life. So keep doing what you're doing. And thank you so much for joining me today. And listeners, thank you so much for listening in. And please subscribe to our channel, and please reach out to Jesse if you're interested in getting your child into the academy. It will be well worth it. And if you find someone that you want to share this video that might be interested, please do share, please subscribe, please share and follow. I'm on Facebook, Spotify, now Apple, and YouTube. So these videos will be available later on today on all of those platforms. So thank you so much for listening. We are signing off.
It's your time to shine. Your journey to chart. Coach Rice wisdom will heal every heart. So join us now. Let's make life suffice. Welcome to Mondays with Coach Rice.